Alright, welcome back gamers. This is Chad Gaming 808 and today we're going to be covering Miscreated Monster. So let's go ahead and pull up mine. Miscreated Monster is an epic HP hero. I am currently running mine with an immortal set and 2 accuracy stats. So I decided to run mine at 100% crit rate and try to get some decent crit damage out of them also. That's not necessary, you don't have to do that, but that's just the route I really wanted to go with mine. So on all his gear, I was trying to get HP percentage. You really want to try to avoid those flat stats. So I was going for HP percentage, crit rate, and trying to stack as much speed as possible. So as you can see, I got some decent crit rate there. I got all 3 of the stats I wanted. I went with crit rate gloves just to make sure I could get up to that 100% crit rate. HP percentage chest. And boots, I went back and forth between speed and HP percentage. But due to his skills, I really want him firing those off as much as possible because he's very vital for wave control. So I went with speed. For his ring, I got an HP percentage. I will be switching this out to a defense ring when I can find a decent roll, just to give him a little bit better sustainability. So on his amulet, I have crit rate damage. Now, if you're not building him for 100% crit like I did, you could put a HP amulet in here. But regardless of however you build him for the banner, you're going to want accuracy because you really need him landing those stuns. Super important. So let's check out my total stats. For HP, he's rocking 70,000, attack 1,500, defense 1,600. I'd like to get that a little higher, closer to at least 2,000. His speed is really decent for me. I run him with either an apothecary or an arbiter, and with their speed boost, he gets his turns quite often, so I'm very happy with that. His crit rate, I am over 100. His crit damage is 114, and his accuracy is 301, which I'm very happy with. All right, now let's cover his skills and why he is so good. So his A1, attack one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 15% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Very, very important, but it gets better. Has a 50% chance to place a 60% decreased defense, which is the big version, debuff for 1 turn if the stun is placed. So he runs forward, whacks someone 2 times. If he gets a stun, he has a chance to do the huge defense, decreased defense on him. Very awesome. His A2, he attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. He places a shield buff on all your allies for 3 turns equal to 25% of the damage inflicted. So for this move right here is why I decided to build him at 100% crit rate and stack as much crit damage as possible because I really wanted those meaty shields, along with giving him as much HP as possible. His A3 is also very, very important. So he places a 50% ally protection buff on all your allies except himself for 3 turns. If you're not familiar with what ally protection is, what it is when a bad guy goes to hit any one of your characters, the monster will take 50% of the damage inflicted onto himself. So the character they were targeting only receives half damage. Now, along with ally protection, he also heals himself by 50% of his max HP, places a 15% continuous heal buff on himself for 3 turns, which is fantastic. So he heals himself, and since he's taking in a lot of hits, he also has a continuous heal. So every time he gets a turn, he's healing up. It's just an awesome tank. And as for his passive, places a fear debuff on the attacker for 1 turn whenever the ally is attacked under ally protection. So what this is going to do is when you activate the A3 and he puts ally protection across the board on all your allies, when an enemy goes and attacks anyone, they're going to get fear. What fear is anytime the bad guy gets a chance to get a move, there's a chance he will not take that move because he'll be too scared and he'll just skip his turn. So it's fantastic. And he has an aura of HP in the arena by 33%. Pretty good. So for his masteries, I went down the offense tree and the support tree. So I wanted to get the crit rate, definitely the crit damage, and I went back and forth between Helm Smasher and Flawless Execution. Flawless Execution gave me the crit damage of 20%. It was okay, but with Helm Smasher, I get a 50% chance to ignore 25% of the target's defense. So I can cause a great deal of damage. And since it is 50%, there's a little bit of RNG involved, but this is the path I chose to go, and I am very happy with it. All right, that's my monster. Now let's see him in action. Oh, I apologize, I almost forgot one aspect. So for books, Miscreated Monster currently takes 10 epic books to max out all of his abilities. My recommendation for you is he is absolutely worth every single one of these books. If you are struggling in any aspect of this game and you have Monster, take him to 60, get him fully ascended, make sure he's fully booked. You will not be sorry. You will have great progression through this game. All right. So I'm currently in Gold 4 in the arena, and let's see how Monster behaves in here. So we've got Arbiter, Valkyrie, Kale. All right, let's try this team. Do we get to go first? All right. So we're going to boost our speed. We're going to get some counterattack. This is why I love counterattack. You just get free hits. All right, and he did place his stun. Awesome. So her next turn is going to be skipped. So there's really two moves you can do with Monster right off the bat. You can either try to go to stun everybody, or you can do the ally protection and have your bad guys get fear. So I am going to try to go with stun. Let's see how many we can stun. All right, we stunned one. All right, we're going to have Kale drop his nuke. I usually come in here with Apothecary, not Apothecary, Prince Kymar, so I can just strip all these buffs off. So Arbiter's going to lower all of their buffs by 1. Now we're just waiting for our turn to cycle back around. All right, counterattack. Now you see with the Helm Smasher there, both of his hits ignored 25% of Tayrell's defense. So he got smacked really hard. All right. Come on. Monster needs a turn. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and place ally protection on everyone and get our continuous heal. We're going to bring Kale back to life. Get a little boost of health and attack. Okay, now you see since Tayrell attacked Valkyrie and she has ally protection, now this symbol up here, he has a fear. So on his next turn, he has a 50% chance of not taking his turn. So let's try to stun our Valkyrie. Yep, we got her stunned, and we procced our Helm mastery, so we took some. She took more damage there. Let's see if we could kill her before her turn. All right, let's get our counterattack up and going again. Sorry, this is a long, drawn-out match. Okay, let's see if we can place more stuns. Okay, now we're dwindling them down. We're going to try to take out an Apothecary, see more ignore defense down there. Okay, let's take away some of their buffs. Let's give them a smack. All right, we got a stun. It's always nice when they miss a turn. And we got the stun. He also got a decreased defense on that also. Now we need to revive Kale again. I have Kale built for attack, so he is pretty squishy. Okay, ally protection. See if we can get those fears going. All right, come on. Okay. Doom Priest. Can we get a stun? Yes. Now let's just smack her around while she's stunned. Okay. Now that was a long drawn out battle. But as you can see, gold 4 monster works fantastic. Besides Kale dropping because he was squishy, we were never in any real danger because of the ally protection, the constant heals, and the enemy team getting stunned. Okay, besides Arena, let's check out Dungeons. He is amazing in Dungeons. So Dragon 20. I run this in 2 minutes to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So wave 1, like any other dungeon run, is going to be the easiest because everyone's firing off their best abilities. So Monster's AI, instead of doing ally protection, he does his stun. And we got 1, 2, 3 stuns right off the bat, which really helps out. These guys haven't had a single turn yet. All right, come on, let's make this guy take a nap. You know you're tired. All right. So just like that, wave 1, they didn't get a single move, all because of stuns. And of course we got Bad Ale in here. He's really laying down the poisons. He has continuous heal also. Waiting for Monster to get his next move. Come on, buddy. That's why it's nice when we can get these guys stunned. It makes the runs go a lot faster. So if you're ever wondering about that Helm Smasher, if it's really proccing, if you pay attention to him, almost every single time that he's attacking, he's proccing that ignore defense. So for me, it is more than a worthwhile mastery. All right, usually he's getting a lot more stuns on here. Most of the time I get to the dragon in like a minute, minute 5. So this is a slightly slower run, but not that big of a deal. I am not a major whale on this game, spending hundreds and thousands of dollars, so I'm not at that 50-second complete dungeon run time. So when you see my dungeon runs that I'm trying to show you, it is very doable for almost pretty much anyone to reach. So on the dragon, he cannot be stunned. So for the most part, we're just doing his ignore damage, and we're getting those ally protections and the shields going. I am working on getting a Seer up and running, and you see all these buffs we have here. Like, she'll just rip those off and just nuke the bad guy. So I'm really looking forward to putting that guide out also. I have her at 60. I'm trying to ascend her, and I almost have her full masteries. I don't like to pay for those 800 or 900 gems for full masteries. I usually use my gems for a little bit of energy refresh or blue shards for summoning. Okay, and just like that, we dropped the dragon in 2 minutes and 29 seconds. And we got a pair of speed boots with HP percent. Yes, I will keep this and I will roll to see if it's worthwhile. So as you can see in dragons, Monster is absolutely amazing. We were never in trouble of dying. Let's check him out in ice golems real quick. So he is the stronger affinity. Bad L is the weakest infinity on this one. Sorry there. So let's go ahead and see how he performs. All right, we got our poisons up, defense up, and then bam, 1, 2, 3 stuns. And of course, like usual, a wave 1 goes down very fast. Boom, 18 seconds. So wave 2, you got to be very, very careful. These two dogs right here, they put up a reflect. So the more damage you throw out, especially in AoE, a huge chunk of that comes back to your character. And if he's a super strong character that AoEs, your character can just keel over and take a nap for a while. And that's what this the blue symbol is right up here above the dogs. That's the reflect. So we do got our stuns up, so the dogs can't do anything. That's good they don't get their move, but it's bad because that reflect will constantly stay up. But for my team right here, not that big of a deal. I don't have any big nukes, so the red damage you see Tyrell just taking, very minimal. So we're just smacking the dog down, and boom, wave 2's done. Minute and 10, we're at the boss. So if you're not familiar with the Ice Golem, the Ice Golem has these two minions right here. You have to target these minions first. The reason is, if you look at his what is it? I apologize. His first passive, when his life gets to 80, 60, 45, and 30%, he will do his massive hit. And what that means is for every minion he has up, he ignores 50% of your damage. So if both his minions are up like they are now, and if he triggers his move, he will ignore 100% of my defense, and it could just smash my entire team and cause the wave to end right then and there. But thankfully, we have Monster in here doing ally protection. The bad news is when that strong move from the boss does come in, Monster takes a huge chunk of that damage onto himself, which is right there. We just did that massive move, and as you can see, Monster almost dropped. But thankfully, we're getting them all healed up. So, fun fact, poisons on this boss are super important if you're able to stack them up. Because if he ticks and the damage from the poisons drops him below the 80, 60, and 45, it will not trigger the boss to do his massive hit. So right there, we just got hit because we dropped him, physically dropped his life below that threshold. And as you can see, we are not going to make this run. And sometimes that happens. The majority of the time, say 9 out of 10 runs, I will complete this in about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. This unfortunately is a very bad run. So we'll just wait for him to get smacked down. All right, slightly disappointing run. So I really don't want to end off the Ice Golem on that, so we will do one more run. And just so I'm not wasting your guys' time, I'm going to cut this and we'll come back as soon as the boss is beat. And I'll show you the time we did it at. Okay, we're back. The boss is almost dropped. And of course, as soon as we come back, Monster goes down. But thankfully, that's why we have Arbiter there, and boom, he's back up. We got some heals on him. And just like that, the Ice Golem gets taken down. So you can see Monster is still very, very viable in this dungeon. And yeah, I'll keep it. Roll on it. All right. So he can be used in the Fire Knight. He is the weak affinity. I do currently use him in here. And let's check out how he does. So every now and then, you know, he might not get his stuns off. Like just right there, he got none of his stuns because he has the weak affinity, even with 300 accuracy. But he will still lay the smackdown. All right, here we go. Ally protection. All right, we have one fear. And Cold Heart's in here. She has a Heart Seeker that just smacks the boss really, really hard. And her A1 also hits 4 times, so it's really important for lowering the shield of the Fire Knight. I like having Arbiter in here. She's the stronger affinity, and her counter attack really helps drop that shield. The biggest thing, obviously, is to drop the shield of the Fire Knight so you can start causing all that damage. So right there, we got 2 stuns off from Monster, and we have 2 fears out. So the Fire Knight run for me is the slowest dungeon, because I do rock 2 magic people in here who are weak against him. So unfortunately, a lot of my runs can go anywhere from 6 minutes on here, and my highest was, wow, I think it was like 15 minutes. It's pretty bad. One thing I want to do is I have an allure at level 60. I have to get her fully ascended and get her masteries, and then I'm going to be showing a guide on her also, because she is amazing in the Fire Knight. I'm looking forward to putting that guide out for you guys. Even though she is the weak affinity, her A1, as long as it procs, can completely empty the Fire Knight's turn meter. So when his shield goes down, she can have it so he never takes a turn. And that will help lower the time on the Fire Knight dramatically. Okay, so this run will take a while, so we will cut again and come back when we're near the end. All right, we are near the end of the Fire Knight. And as you can see, no one is even close to dying. It is a little slow. We're almost at 6 minutes right now. But that's part of needing some other champions in here too to really speed up my run. Currently, I have a very healthy sustain run, which kind of drags out the time. All right, see if we can get a Heartseeker out. Ah, I was on cooldown, dang it. All right, so close. Unfortunately, we can't stun the boss either, but boom. 6 minutes, 21 seconds. This was one of my faster runs. And so this is not a percentage. I will not keep it. And it's a nice chunk of change for me. All right, so as you can see, Monster, very, very viable. All right, let's see if Faction Wars is open. Huh, awesome. Okay. So where am I in Faction Wars? I am stage 11. I currently cannot beat 12. Okay, let's see. Yep. So I got Whisper. I have her in Relentless gear. Level 50. I am going to be taking her to a 60. But it does take a while. Grinding is, well, we all know that play this game. It takes quite a while, lots of energy. And I'm not a huge whale, so it takes me a little longer to 6-star characters. All right, come on. Okay, so we're already on wave 2. Monster's going to lay out some stuns. We got 2 of them. Always fantastic to see the stuns, because he just lays out the stun fest. All right, got the ally protection, so we're not worried about anyone dying this round. All right, final round. Nice. 2 stuns. Almost dropped Bushi, however you pronounce it. All right, guys, come on. Ally protection. Continuous heal. So I have a second Executioner over here. I've been trying to bring him up before I got Monster. But now that Monster is in here, my team has progressed a lot further. I was never at stage 12. I don't even think I beat the boss before getting Monster in here. All right. We beat stage 11 in 1 minute and 25 seconds. So that's Faction Wars. We've seen him in every aspect. Oh, I did want to show you him in Arena. Clan Boss. I apologize for that. So for me, I usually do 2 keys in Nightmare. That allows me to get the bottom chest. And I already have that, so I will show him in Brutal for you. I don't usually put him in here, but I will show you he is viable. So we'll take out Bad L, throw in Monster. So I'll show you the start of this, and then I'll cut it and bring you back close to the end. All right. Come on, guys. So Occult Brawler over here, I'm really looking forward to having a guide on him too. He is a Poison King. I currently don't have a Dracomorph, which I'm really hoping to get soon. We have that 10 times event, but I don't like pulling for those because it's not double chance. So I really like saving my shards for, you know, the better odds. All right, we got our continuous heals up. So for the boss, it is very important. You definitely want to get the defense up, the attack down, and the poisons up, along with a weaken. It'll help you last a lot longer. And as you can see, we have all those bases covered here. The only thing we don't have is a cleanse. Even when my Bad L is here, he will do a cleanse, but I have him as my second fastest. This is not a speed tune team. That's something I still need to do. So sometimes I still won't get that cleanse even with Bad L. All right, so we're at 1:20. This will probably go to 8 to 10 minutes. So we'll be back close to the end of it. All right, this fight is starting to wrap up. We already lost our poison dealer, and we lost our revive. So this boss is ramping up. He's getting pretty pissed off. Starting to hit us super hard. So Valkyrie is usually the last woman standing on my team. All right, come on, just take us out already. All right, see, more ignored defense. All right, 2 more left, and these are our damage champions, our defense champions, I apologize. That's why they stay alive the longest. I need to put a little more defense on Monster and my Arbiter, and a little bit more on my Occult Brawler also, just to keep them alive a little longer. Yep, there we go. Valkyrie's the last woman standing. She will not go down easy. And that's the fight. Okay. So 22 mil with Bad L in here. I can do 28 to 31,000. So Monster did a okay amount of damage. He's not really there for that. He's there for the shields and the healing. So on Brutal, he did pretty good. All right, that wraps everything up for Miscreated Monster. So like always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. And anything you can tell me in the comments on what you liked about this video, what I can do to improve for future content, I'd really appreciate, because I'm always looking to put out good content for the viewers. All right, guys, until the next guide, keep gaming.